We brought some guys in today. Tanner Harris is here. He is currently undefeated in pregame speeches, and he crushed it today. It was magic. He was so good today, so he's going to do the opening statement. Go.
All right. It was a great team win tonight. Everyone played really well. Spence was out there doing what he does with his go-go gadget arms, just making plays, and everyone played really well, played as a team. Thought we made some shots down the stretch that really allowed the lead to grow and kind of put them away late. So super proud of the guys.
We want to hear the pregame sound.
Give it to him. It's so good, guys.
It was pretty.
Lost their mind.
It was pretty simple. You're probably familiar with Geno Smith, and obviously they took a loss tonight.
So just deliver it the way you deliver
it.
Okay.
So, basically after Thursday's game, there were a lot of people that were writing us off. But, as my best friend Geno Smith says, we ain't right back, though. So,
yeah,
you've seen that interview.
Yeah, we ain't writing back. I like that a lot.
If you've seen it, then you know.
T-shirts, we ain't writing back. That's good. Let's go.
Any questions?
Yeah, Coach.
There's a lot of artistry to that pregame, okay? Because it's not too long, right? It's quotable. I mean, he punched all the buttons. It was beautiful. It was freaking fantastic. That's why he's undefeated, 3-0.
What can I say?
Coach, what do you think it was that allowed you guys to kind of survive a subpar shooting night from Gideon and Jackson?
Well, I was super grateful we got to work on the glass again. We've been a little bit absent for the glass for the last 3 games, and it was worrisome for us. So I was really pleased with the guys' effort on the glass. I thought we made some effort there. We have a 13 offensive rebound goal every night. We had a 3-game stretch where we didn't come close, and so that was really important to us. I thought, even more than overcoming there, not shooting the ball great was just the emotions, like just overcoming the emotion. It's 2 things. And one, it's the buildup of the season and all the emotion that goes into the messiness of growing. But also Thursday night was super emotional, and your mind flips back 1,000 times in the last 40 hours to what could have been and should have been, and what you missed. And these guys were super disciplined about not allowing their mind to stay there. About saying, that thought comes to my head, but I'm kicking out because we're going to focus on Pepperdine. And even in the late stage of the game, we're sitting on the bench and guys are, it was a real emotional battle just to get their emotions back, right? And so I thought they did a tremendous job fighting it and earned a win.
Spencer, Coach has talked a lot about this year. There being a lot of room for growth. The team is young, all this kind of stuff. And you mentioned the emotions of Thursday night. Did it help you guys tonight at all, sort of seeing the poise that Gonzaga had down the stretch? You guys maybe sort of learning a little bit from osmosis from that and kind of applying it to the way that you guys were able to stay poised throughout the whole game?
You always want to learn from every game, every loss, every win. That's what great teams do. That's what great players do. Is you learn from it and you take it to the next one. So. Like Coach, talked about, it was a quick turnaround, and so super proud of our guys for absorbing, all the information and the scout, and then just coming out here and finishing this game the right way. So, yeah.
Coach, I thought Richie gave you some really good energy tonight. Like also a couple of key 3-pointers we should probably mention, but like the energy that he brought. It felt like he was kind of one of those guys a lot of times when Pepperdine would try to charge back. Yeah. He was pretty big and like getting a deflection, 3-pointer, like whatever it was.
I thought I was super proud of him tonight with his defensive assignments. He was very, very defensive sound, which is hard for young guys, especially going this backcourt is super challenging, and so that allowed him to stay on the floor. He's trying to emulate Spence, where Spence just ends up being on the floor all game because he's defensive assignment sound. And Richie, with maybe one exception, Coach Figure lost his mind with Richie. Yes.
Yeah, just one.
Maybe more than that, but he was pretty good, and I thought his effort was great. His energy was tremendous. So he was defensive assignment sound, and he played off 2 feet. And it's not complicated. Like if you're defensive sound and you play off 2 feet, you're probably going to play a lot for us.
What was the key to closing out the game in the last 5 minutes?
So, my biggest concern was sitting in the huddle at the last media timeout. It was just like our guys were just blank face. And when I mean blank face, they were just emotionally done. Like, it was just emotionally done. But what I was super proud of and what we talked about so much at Gonzaga, this Gonzaga slipped away because we got so First of all, Gonzaga is a great team. I'm not taking away from that. But what we wish we could have back is we just wish we could have been present. There were so many moments. There's crazy stuff in that game. The last free throw that Jax took, we have 4 guys back, and in that transition possession, we actually never matched up. We had 4 guys standing at half court, and nobody ever guarded Drew Timme. So Jax is playing a 1-on-2 with the high ball screen. And it's not because our guys don't care. It's not because we don't want to win. It's just because, you're taking in so much input and all the thinking about what could be and what's so close and what needs to happen. And so I thought our guys did a much better job tonight about just trying to stay present and not thinking about all the other stuff. And that's a journey for an athlete. It's one of the gifts of great athletes is that they can stay present in the moment and stay engaged with what their job is right now, not the play before, not the next play, not maybe we'll win, not maybe we'll lose, but just staying aside. I thought the guys did a good job with that tonight.
Is 32 free throws replicable? That's a hard word for me to say. For this team?
Probably not. I mean, it's got to be the most we've shot all year, right?
Yep.
So I would like it to be. I do think that we are having some thrust. We are getting some thrust. I think Foose is trying to move to a next level in terms of decision making in a crowd and catching first. I think Atiki is actually. I thought he had really good minutes tonight, and he really helped us doing that. But this thrust is helping us a little bit, and it's making. More often making a simple play out of it that's helping us. So hopefully we can stay up there, but I don't think that's going to be every night.
I guess one more for me. Last few games, it seems like Noah's been kind of struggling a little bit. What are you just seeing from him the last few games? How can you turn it around?
Yeah, listen, it takes everybody every night. And that's kind of how a team functions, right? That's how we function. Dallin Hall played a ton of minutes tonight. It wasn't Rudy's greatest night. Rudy was tremendous in a stretch in the second half against Gonzaga. It's just that's why you have a team, right? That's why you have guys. Richie Saunders has had some up and down games, and he was terrific tonight, and we needed every bit of his lift. And that's I actually think that's a beautiful thing about a team. Tanner Hayhurst was totally absent from all conversation against Gonzaga, and then he shows up tonight and gives a big-time pregame speech, right? So when you're called upon, you need to deliver, and so Noah will. Noah's gonna reset, and he's gonna have a great week next week. We got a monster week next week, and it's gonna be really important that Noah's great, and he will be. He's a good player, and he wants to be a good player, and he's had great moments for us this season, and we expect him to continue to do that.
What were the other 2 pregame speeches he did where you guys won? What games were they?
It was San Diego and then Idaho State.
Let's go.
So where he's a go-to now, I might assign him every pregame speech from here out.
I guess any more questions?
Coach Figure, tremendous scout. He crushed it. Felt like the guys really proud. How good was that scout?
It was great. It was great. He crushed it. He got us ready on their actions. Did super good. We love Coach Figure. He's the best.
Our guys did a heck of a job with the scout, right? With Hayhurst and guys like Trevinell. Trevin's running around like twinkle toes out there as fast as he can, flying around off screens. He did a great job as Mallet.
Cody, how difficult is it to put that together and execute it on a quick turnaround after a loss like the one you had against Gonzaga?
It's like 20 hours of work, and you got to fit it in 15 minutes of presenting it to the team, and just try to make the most as simple as it can for the team, right? Coach Pope did an unbelievable job. Like you said, it was so emotional, just getting the guys ready and right, and the guys really answered the bell in the first half defensively. That was huge. Spencer did an unbelievable job, right? He was guarding Hayhurst in practice, and Jackson did a great job on twinkle toes, and it was just unbelievable. I'm really proud of the guys.
It's pretty special, the turnaround. So Coach Figure is each of the assistant coaches do a scout with a GA. So Carson is his partner, and and we don't really touch it as a staff or a team until after the previous game. So Thursday night we go back to the office. We're there till 2:00 digesting Gonzaga, trying to prep for what how we're going to teach our guys and do an autopsy, and then these guys stay all night they've done some prep work, but stay all night kind of taking in all the other information. You walk in the morning, and they're both like, I mean, they can't see straight. It's like Tweedledum and Tweedledee walking around. It's pretty awesome. But to take all that information and distill it, to simplify it enough to get to the cogent points where our guys can understand what needs to be done and just the most important points is pretty awesome. Coach has done a great job.
Mark, with Cody here, I mean, just maybe the work that this staff has done with a new and young roster, maybe you can just highlight how much work's been put in to get to this point through 21 years.
It is awesome to watch you guys work, and it's super exhilarating, like we talk about all the time, because we're growing so much, and it's incredibly challenging because we find ourselves backing up all the time on assumptions. Like you say something that is in the basic basketball lexicon that you have said a billion times, and you think is just like mutual understanding, and then you find out a week later, like, actually, they don't have any idea what those words mean. And so, kind of the backtracking that we've done this season has been spectacular, and the assistants have led that charge and done a nice job.
Was there a moment today or yesterday where you just felt like, okay, we got Thursday behind us, and it shouldn't be a problem today? Maybe we'll go to Spencer on that one.
Yeah, I mean, after a game like that, Gonzaga, it's super emotional. You kind of take a drink from the fountain of youth, and you're like, hey, it's over. We're gonna stay up all night or whatever it takes to get this scout done, and we're gonna move on. We're gonna learn from it, like we talked about earlier, and it's time to move on.
Can I tell you what helps? I'm telling you what is magic. You walk back into this gym, and there's almost 15,000 people in here. Like it just doesn't happen, guys. Like, we drop a game on Thursday, and still you walk into this gym and it feels great. We're really blessed. Like, we're super blessed. This Cougar Nation, man, they're really giving us support, and it makes all the, don't you think? Don't you feel that way?
Totally.
Like, we could have walked into this gym, it could have felt a little dead, and it didn't at all. And that's like the final piece of kind of the recovery. So super grateful to all Cougar fans.
What do you guys think of the names of the blue inflatable things that they chose?
I don't know what they are.
So we got the rock is our, and then the blue guys are paper and scissors.
Paper and scissors. I like it.
And then shoot for the shot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
And miss.
That is genius.
They've been missing a lot.
Shout out to whoever came up with that one.
Yeah.
It's big time.
All right, guys, any more questions?
Guys, thanks for being here. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
I heard a rumor.